Hi, Mermaid Junkies. How are you? I hope I don't have to cut this video short, but anyway, what I wanted to talk to you darling souls about today is I have gotten I got so much email over the weekend, and I don't know if it was like in the waters, of love and all these kind of different things, but I just really would love to talk about self-worthiness. And everything on my videos that I talk about, my channel is completely transparent. And it's the kind of channel that I'm not going to sit there and talk to you about things that I really don't have the experience in. Now, that's not to say I don't have an opinion on it, but I will always specify that if I have an opinion on something or if I have personal life experiences through my particular journey. Because I think here's what happens a lot of times is people will have these channels, or they'll create YouTube channels or whatever, and I think that authenticity, and when you are really revealing parts of yourself that are being open and transparent with other people like you, my viewers, that if I'm talking out of my ass and you, or should I say I'm talking out of my tail, if I'm talking out of my tail, that's kind of funny and cute, right? I think you guys are so intelligent and so in touch with yourselves that if I'm feeding you a line of bullcrap, right? And so I think that that's one thing. So there's some things that I won't talk about personally, because I can share my opinions, and if I decide to share my opinions, but everything that I talk about on my channel, you guys, is very much from experience or things that I've dealt with in my life. And I think that that's how people relate to each other. Even though I know my words don't teach you anything in life, you have to experience things for yourself. But I think that my channel is something that resonates with people because I'm very much giving my own personal experience. And that is kind of like there's a caveat to that, because then I'm sending out things that are particularly my particular viewpoints from things. You know what I'm saying? And there's other parties that are always involved. But here's the thing, is that this is my channel and this is my personal experience. And so I don't think anybody, people can judge me all day long and I really don't give two flips about it. But I just wanted to express to you that that there's a lot of times that I won't say certain things on videos, and that's just because I just want to share my experiences, if that makes any sense. Okay, so I said that 15 different times in different sentences, but you know me, I'm rambling. But I think the one thing is that I noticed over the weekend, and so I had probably, I think there was 7 people, about 7 emails that were pretty much very similar in the way that they were expressing themselves. And I think if there's one thing that I would like to talk about, and that's because of self-worthiness, and I think I've, in the past, and I still, dabble with it here and there, because there's always little contrasting moments in life that come up for us, and I think that's the one thing, is that if we can learn to appreciate the contrasting moments in our lives and not feel like everything is, against us. Because I think so many times people get to the point in life where they almost feel as if God or the universe, if they're not getting what they want, if you're not getting what you want, it's not because you're being punished or because there's anybody holding or withholding anything from you. It's just because it's your belief about what is actually happening. And so many times I think we carry these stupid beliefs, I call them silly beliefs, that we have been indoctrinated with since we were little kids. And we grow up believing this, but belief is only a thought that you've thought so many times, and you created a belief by thinking that. That does not mean that it's true. You can always create a new belief. And I'm going to explain to you, for one thing, about, I'm going to talk about self-worthiness, but I want to also talk about creating a new belief system. Because if there's one thing, like I said in the video, in the emails that I noticed, was that the particular person that was sending the email would tell me about, the tragedies or what's happening in their love life. And these were all about love and their soulmates and twin flames, and they didn't know what to do, and they felt like there was so many, they had, contradicting beliefs and whatever. And I think they don't realize the script that they're telling themselves, with regards to self-worthiness, pay attention, you guys, mermaid junkies, my darling mermaid junkies. You don't realize, I think sometimes, because it's just become such a habit that you say things out loud, and I can only imagine the dialogue that goes on in your minds in the little teeny things that you think that are insignificant, but they actually are very detrimental to your self-worthiness and your self-love, which is, you know, feeling that you're not worthy of having a soulmate, twin flame love, or, you know, just a life partner, love in your life, so to speak. And if you, you know, if you hound yourself or say things about yourself that aren't becoming, you know, like you might say, oh, I'm such an idiot because I thought that, or oh my gosh, I'm ridiculous, or oh my gosh, like even me, I mean, I've been guilty of it, like I ramble, you know. I don't think of rambling though in a negative connotation, because I used to think like, oh, I talk too much. Like people used to tell me, Raquel, you talk entirely too much, you talk too fast, you talk too much, you're too animated, you really need to tone it down. Now I no longer feel that way now, because I'm just like, yeah, I love to talk, and that's where I found the outlet, you know, as far as being on YouTube and stuff. But I just really, really love to talk about life and to talk about psychology and personal development. And, you know, it fascinates me, and it always has since I was a little girl. I've always asked a lot of questions. And so I really feel like that's how I've been able to really, along my journey, is heal myself in those ways, because I've learned so much, and I've been willing to ask myself questions and challenge those old beliefs that I had about myself, and like no longer tell myself the same story of like, Raquel, you talk too much or whatever, and feeling insecure about that. Because I think that that's the one thing, is that the quickest way to get someone not to be attracted to you, I mean, have you ever noticed this? It's like, I don't know if it's instinctual or what it is, but I actually think that it's law of attraction, but you know, not everybody believes in law of attraction. But I always think, like, have you ever noticed that when you stop pushing against something, like say for instance, you're really, really wanting something really, really badly, like I really, really wanted my soulmate, but I stopped worrying about a soulmate. Like I was just more concerned with, like, I just thought I need to heal parts of myself that aren't healed, especially when you're in a marriage of 25 years. There's a lot of dialogue and a lot of beliefs in that particular relationship that mostly have to do with me and what I did to contribute to that, because I no longer believe that it's important to, I mean, I understand that it's very acceptable when we need to blame other people for our particular problems or whatever, because it does feel better than depression and guilt, you know. It feels better on the spectrum of the scale of like how to heal. You're gonna have to get angry before you can find that resolve and peace within your heart. But like I said, I no longer blame myself or say, you know, that I was this way in this relationship and this is why it turned out the way that it did. But I know that, especially even with one of my friends that I was speaking with this weekend, and like I had no idea that she was really in such a horrible marriage. And then I have another friend that I talk to, and she just can't seem to find love in her life, and when she does, it seems like it doesn't work out or whatever. And I mean, I've even had that with a couple of family members, and I've chatted to them about, you know, but you can't push, I can't push law of attraction and what I believe about energy and universal laws and things like that onto other people, because people only are willing to hear what their open-minded, well, what their minds are open to at that time. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's ready and at particular stages in their lives. And so I just want to speed up the process of that, you know, like you wanting to find your soulmate and wanting to find your twin flame and wanting to find love, because everybody wants to be loved and everybody wants to love. That's what we came here for. And so I feel as though I really want you to think about what you're saying to yourself. What is that dialogue that you're saying? Do you tell yourself you're an idiot because you accidentally forgot to pick up something at the grocery store? If you forgot your kids' play at school or their soccer game, you forgot to get, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I can't believe I can't remember stuff. I mean, just those little teeny things that you tell yourself every single day, you don't think that they have an impact on your mind and your thoughts. and your inner soul, but they actually really, really do. Because if you have these beliefs about yourself, that you don't just think you're the cat's meow and you hung the freaking moon, because you guys all hung the freaking moon, like you really did. Like every one of you are so freaking perfect. It's not even funny. Like you're so perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. And so I think that if we can learn to love other people, love ourselves firstly, unconditionally, you know, like how God and Source loves us, and that Source and, you know, pure positive energy, Spirit holds nothing against us, holds nothing and withdraws anything from us. That's not why we have trials and tribulations, if you want to look at it like that, or contrasting moments in life. It's only because you're not connected and you're not aligned with your inner soul. This is the only reason that you're not getting something that you want, is that your energy is not lining up with it. So if you're not getting love and you're not being able to find a relationship or find a mate or find your twin flame, it's because you're doing something to keep yourself from it. No one can keep anything from you. You are the only one, through your belief systems and your misalignment, that is keeping you from your twin flame and soulmate, or any relationship, any friendships, anything that you're experiencing in life. And if you're not having it, and manifestations of the things in your life that you desire, the only thing that's keeping you from those particular desires is your belief about that particular subject. And so I know, because I experienced those things too. And there's a couple of things that I've had on my desire list for quite some time. And I've really been doing a lot of inner soul work and a lot of reevaluating where my contradicting beliefs are, because we never really, I mean, there's a lot of times, you guys, we don't pay attention to stuff like that. We think, oh, we just go through habit in life and don't really evaluate those things until like you get this particular contrasting moment in your life, and then you're like, oh, like it's not Source keeping anything from me. It's not Source going, no, you can't have that, Raquel, like you're not worthy enough. You know, it's the fact that I felt I wasn't worthy to have that particular thing. That's the only thing that was keeping me from it. And so now I've been really working at trying to realign with these new particular beliefs, and you know, paint them and write them and affirm them and create beautiful visions and imagination in my thoughts about it. And it's amazing what happens when you start to create new beliefs about a particular thing that you've always thought. And it's really exciting. I get so excited about life every day, because I think it's so interesting to see that how Source and the universe is so working in connection with us, and Source and God and you know, pure positive energy, our consciousness loves us so much. Like, we are our inner being, like, you know, that part of us that's inside our inner being that loves us so much. That's exactly how God sees us, with such purity and such love and perfection. And so I just think it's just all we have to do is line up with the beliefs. And so, especially with love, you know, I really, really want you to really find that sense of self-worth and self-love before you go externally trying to find it in other people, because you are worthy to have love, and you are worth having as a love partner. And I think that that's the other thing that resonated with me in these emails, is that these particular, well, it was girls. There was one boy and then the other ones were girls. And they just said such things that showed to me that they didn't love themselves completely. Like they felt like, oh, why won't they love me? Because I'm not worthy. I'm needy. I'm too clingy. I'm too this, or I'm too that. And it's like, no, there's somebody out there that's like so perfect for you, that's going to love you just the way you are, and you don't need to change. And if there's anybody that can resonate with that, it's me. Like, I used to be so fearful of, like, I want somebody to love me because I love to wear freaking dresses. Old primitive dresses from the 1800s, you know. I want somebody to just love me for that, and not make me feel like not going in public with you because you look ridiculous. I just wanted to be able to feel that someone would love me that way. And what happened, you guys, is when I began to have that self-worthiness and that love within myself, and I was like, I don't give a flying flip what anybody thinks. You can tell me that I'm the most ridiculous human being you've ever seen on the planet, and I could give 2 rips what you think. And I mean, you have to get to that point to where you think you are just everything, because I mean, God forbid people will want to tell you that the world doesn't revolve around you, but guess what? It actually does revolve around us because we're so wonderful. And I think that there's this sense of like, almost people are scared to be confident like that. Like, what are going to people think? People are going to think you're you're a chauvinist pig, you know, or whatever. Like, you're conceited, and how dare you think so highly of yourself? And I'm like, yeah, but I came to earth to be and to think highly of myself. And so you are supposed to be that way too. And I guarantee you, as soon as you start seeing yourself the way that your inner being and source sees you, people will gravitate to you like you have never seen. People will love you so much. Not that you need their love, because that's the funny thing, is psychologically, when you really want people to love you, because you don't love yourself, people don't tend to love you. But when you decide that you're going to love you, everybody else freaking loves you, and then you don't even need them to love you. But it's so funny. It's like such a contradiction almost, it seems, doesn't it? I mean, invariably it's not, but I just think it's so funny. All the time I'd wanted love, wanted love, wanted love. And then when I started to love me, I didn't need anybody to love me anymore. But then people love you. I mean, it's so cool. But anyway, I hope that this helped you. And I just wanted to reach out to several of the Mermaid Junkies that contacted me. And I just want you to know that I love you, and I'm thinking of you, and I'm always putting, you know, when I cleansed my crystals, and I always put out beautiful little things, you know, appreciative things, and noteworthy love notes. It's kind of like I call them love notes to my Mermaid Junkies, which are you, my subscribers, and I say how much I'm appreciative of you, and because you guys teach me every day, and you help me to understand things or look at things in a deeper level, and help me to reevaluate things in my life, and I'm very appreciative. Okay, I'm gonna get all cry eyes and everything. But anyway, you know, you could say, yeah, mermaids cry. We cry oceans, don't we? But anyway, I hope that you have a lovely day, and I hope that that you do one thing at least today to try to recreate a new belief system about yourself, because you're wonderful and beautiful, and I very much love you, and I'm so thankful for you, each and every one of you. Each and every one of you, I'm so thankful for you, Mermaid Junkies. And so I hope you have a great day, and as always, I'm yours until my next swim. Ciao! Bye! I love you!